Imagine walking into a room and feeling every eye on you. Not because you've done something remarkable, but because of a subtle mistake you didn't even realize you were making. Respect, once lost, is rarely regained. In the public eye, every action, every word, every expression sends a message. Some messages elevate you, while others quietly chip away at the way people see you. The truth is, your reputation is built in moments you don't even think matter. And the Stoics understood this better than anyone. They believed that dignity, discipline, and composure were worth more than wealth or power, because they could never be stolen from you, unless you gave them away yourself. You can work for years to build a strong presence, only to watch it dissolve in seconds because of careless habits that most people overlook. The first of these habits is speaking too much without saying anything meaningful. Words are like currency. Spend them recklessly and their value plummets. People respect those who speak with purpose, who know when silence carries more weight than noise. When you fill every gap with unnecessary chatter, you signal insecurity rather than wisdom. The Stoic approach is to let your words be few, but worth hearing. Then there's the habit of overreacting to minor slights. In public, a single flash of temper can erase years of perceived self-control. The world watches not how you behave when things are easy, but how you respond when you're tested. By showing that you can't master your own emotions, you invite others to master you. True strength is in restraint, being the calmest person in the room when everyone else is losing their composure. Another dangerous habit is constantly seeking validation. Whether through excessive self-promotion, fishing for compliments, or oversharing personal victories, it can quickly make others see you as desperate rather than confident. The Stoics taught that your worth must come from within, not from the fragile approval of the crowd. When you move through life knowing who you are, without needing to broadcast it, your respect naturally grows. There is also the tendency to mock or belittle others, even subtly. Humor at someone else's expense might earn a cheap laugh in the moment, but it costs you more in the long run. People remember how you make them feel, and they trust those who can inspire without demeaning. Respect is built on lifting others up, not tearing them down for sport. Equally damaging is neglecting your appearance and posture in public spaces. While the Stoics valued inner virtue over outward show, they also understood that your presentation influences perception. Poor grooming, slouched shoulders, or careless attire silently communicate that you lack self-respect, and if you don't respect yourself, why should anyone else? And then there's the subtle habit of interrupting or talking over others. It may feel unintentional, but it signals impatience and self-importance. People gravitate towards those who listen attentively, who make others feel valued and heard. The simple act of letting someone finish their thought can raise you higher in their eyes than any boast or display of power. We cannot ignore the habit of public complaining. Broadcasting your frustrations about the weather, your job, or the people around you tells others you are powerless in your own life. The Stoics believed in accepting what is outside your control with grace. When you face discomfort with composure instead of complaint, you project resilience and strength. Another habit that erodes respect is failing to keep your promises, even in small matters. Whether it's arriving late, not returning a call, or neglecting a commitment, each broken word is a crack in the foundation of trust. In the Stoic worldview, your word is part of your character. Guard it fiercely. Finally, perhaps the most dangerous public habit is pretending to know more than you do. It's tempting to speak on every topic to appear knowledgeable, but nothing destroys credibility faster than being caught in ignorance. Admitting, "I don't know," is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of humility and wisdom. The Stoics valued truth over pride, and those who live by that principle naturally command lasting respect. Because the way you carry yourself in public is not just about how others see you, it's about how you see yourself. Every action is a reflection of your inner discipline or lack thereof. The question is, are you building a reputation worth defending, or are you slowly giving it away piece by piece without even realizing it? Every day, you're given countless opportunities to either strengthen or weaken the image you project to the world. These opportunities often appear disguised as ordinary moments, a casual conversation, a fleeting interaction, the way you react when plans change unexpectedly. Most people think respect is earned only through grand achievements, but the reality is far more subtle. It's built in quiet, almost invisible ways, through consistent choices that reveal your character. The Stoics knew that reputation wasn't just about being liked, it was about being trusted. Trust is the foundation upon which all influence rests. Without it, your words carry no weight, your advice holds no power, and your presence commands no authority. With it, even your silence can inspire others. To live as the Stoics advised is to view every public moment as a test of your discipline. Not a performance for the crowd, but a reflection of your inner order. It's resisting the urge to prove yourself with words, instead allowing your actions to speak for you. It's meeting provocation with composure, not because you're weak, but because you know real strength is invisible until it's needed. When you carry yourself with steady dignity, you become untouchable in the eyes of those who would otherwise try to diminish you. They may still speak against you, but their words will dissolve before they can take root, because people can see the truth for themselves. And the truth is, respect can't be demanded, it can only be inspired. So guard your habits. Question the small things you do without thinking. Ask yourself, if someone saw only this moment, what would they believe about me? Because often, they will only see one moment, and that single moment can define you in their mind forever. Live with the understanding that you are always leaving an impression, whether you intend to or not. And when you move through life with the calm, disciplined presence of a Stoic, your respect won't just be maintained. It will grow quietly, steadily, and unshakably, no matter who is watching. Over time, this way of living becomes second nature. You stop worrying about managing your image, because your image simply reflects your genuine conduct. People can sense authenticity. It's the one thing that can't be faked for long. In a world full of pretenders and performers, the person who remains steady, respectful, and consistent becomes rare, and therefore valuable. The Stoics would remind you that respect is not a trophy you display, but a byproduct of living with integrity. When you consistently align your words with your actions, and your actions with your principles, you no longer need to chase admiration. It will follow you, quietly and inevitably. Every handshake, every glance, every decision is a chance to demonstrate your values without uttering a single word. Hold yourself to a higher standard, not because others demand it, but because you refuse to accept anything less from yourself. You are your own constant audience, your own judge, and your own legacy in the making. One day, people will speak about you when you're not around. They'll tell stories about how you carried yourself, how you treated others, how you stood firm when it mattered most. Those stories will either elevate your name or diminish it. And right now, with every small choice you make in public, you're deciding which it will be. So walk into every space as if your character is silently introducing you before you say a word. Let your presence speak of calm strength, let your actions whisper of discipline, and let your silence echo with wisdom. In the end, the highest form of respect is the kind that doesn't need to be spoken, it's simply known. And when that kind of respect is earned, it becomes unshakable. It won't vanish because of rumors, nor crumble under criticism, because it's rooted in truth, your truth. It's the quiet armor you wear, forged through years of discipline, humility, and self-awareness. The Stoics understood that external praise is fleeting, but the respect you cultivate from living rightly is eternal. It follows you into every room, lingers after you've left, and even outlives you in the memories of those you've impacted. That's why they focused less on appearances and more on alignment, aligning thought, word, and deed until there is no gap for hypocrisy to slip through. In the end, the public mistakes that destroy respect are not simply errors of action, but failures of attention. Failing to notice when your pride overshadows your humility. Failing to catch the impatience in your tone. Failing to see how a careless moment becomes someone's lasting impression of you. But if you choose awareness, If you walk through life with the quiet vigilance of one who knows that every moment counts, you'll find that respect builds like a slow, steady flame. And unlike the shallow approval that burns out quickly, this flame doesn't fade when the crowd moves on. It keeps you warm in the cold seasons of life, and it lights the way for those who look to you as an example. The question is, will you guard your habits like a Stoic, or will you let them slip away unnoticed, leaving your reputation at the mercy of chance? Because every choice you make in public is a brushstroke on the portrait the world will remember. Paint it with care. And remember, once that portrait is painted, it's hard to erase. You can try to explain, to justify, to tell people who you really are, but by then, their minds may already be set. The Stoics warned against living in a way that requires constant explanation. Instead, they urged living so clearly, so consistently, that your actions need no defense. When you embody this principle, you stop being concerned with controlling every opinion. Some will still misunderstand you. Some will still speak ill of you. But the difference is, their words will carry no power, because your character will speak louder than any accusation. In the end, respect is not about perfection, it's about constancy. The world respects those who remain anchored, who don't sway with every passing trend or crumble under the weight of others' disapproval. You become like a stone in the river. The water may rush and swirl, but you remain unmoved. So, as you step into each day, think of the impression you're leaving, not just on the strangers who cross your path, but on yourself. Because the deepest respect you can ever earn is the one you hold for the person staring back at you in the mirror. And when you have that, the respect of the world is simply a reflection of what you've already built within. When you reach that point, you no longer chase respect, it follows you naturally. People feel it in the way you carry yourself, in the steadiness of your voice, in the restraint you show when others would erupt. They notice it in the way you honor your word, even when no one is watching, and in the way you choose dignity over momentary satisfaction. This is the essence of Stoic living, to anchor your worth in your own principles, not in the shifting opinions of the crowd. The public may cheer you today and forget you tomorrow, but your integrity will remain, untouched by the noise. That's why the Stoics didn't concern themselves with how they were perceived, they concerned themselves with who they were, knowing perception would follow. And here's the truth, most people never master this. They live for applause, they bend their values for approval, and they trade respect for attention without realizing the cost. But if you can resist that pull, if you can hold to the habits that protect your reputation instead of destroy it, you will stand apart in any crowd. Because in the end, the world will remember less of what you said and more of how you lived. And if you live with the quiet, disciplined power of a Stoic, your name will carry a weight that no scandal, no criticism, and no rumor can ever take away. That is the kind of legacy worth building, not one made of fleeting popularity, but one built on the bedrock of unwavering character. The Stoics saw life as a constant test, not of how loudly you could declare your values, but of how faithfully you could live them when it mattered most. Every moment in public is a mirror, reflecting your inner state back to the world. When you choose patience over anger, restraint over arrogance, humility over vanity, you're not just protecting your respect, you're shaping the story people will tell about you long after you're gone. And make no mistake, they will tell a story. It might be the story of someone who let pride, ego, and careless habits eat away at the dignity they once had, or it might be the story of someone who stood like an oak tree, rooted, unshaken, and worthy of the respect they commanded. The choice is yours every single day. And once you understand that respect is not a prize given by others, but a standard you uphold for yourself, you'll see that it can't truly be destroyed unless you are the one to destroy it. Guard it, live it, be it, and the world will have no choice but to follow your example. Ask ChatGPT. Ask ChatGPT.